Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1969 to 1972 Smith-Corona Galaxie Deluxe vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in the USA and one of the more popular typewriters during this era. And this model was made with different badges like the Super Sterling and um, Galaxy 1 and 2. So this specific model, dominated the market in the U.S. for over a decade. And this one has unique font, so stick around to see that reveal when I get to the print section. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the left margin. I'm going to set that on 0, and the right one around 75. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. This is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers, holds the page down nice and tight. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips basically 1.5, 2 or 3 spaces because it's got a unique font. So right now we have it on 1, which skips 3 half spaces. When you have it on 2, it skips 4 half spaces, and when you have it on 3, it skips 5 half spaces. We're going to keep that on single for now. On the, let's see if we can get that on the 1.5. I think that could be, I think that's right. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on this next line. Beautiful. So here's the reveal on the print. It's got script cursive typeface, prints 12 characters per inch. And as you can see, it's a bit taller, especially with the capital letters, than your typical font. So it has to skip 1.5 lines, and it only has one color to choose from. Instead of red and black, it just has a black section and a stencil because of the height. And if you put a red and black ribbon on it, it'll print pretty much down the middle. So it's got to have a solid black ribbon to print consistent quality print. And there are cursive machines you can get that have red and black, but the font is either shorter or it has 13 CPI. So it just, due to the nature of cursive, it changes the typewriter spacing and colors. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side. Flip that towards you, unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. Flip this down for now. Got a shift on each side, a shift lock on the left to clear that. Just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side, very good. Touch control, low, medium, and high. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. The lower you go, the less tension. Up top is the tab section. This is your tab button, and right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals, so I'm just going to go through and clear each one of those by hitting that clear button to the right side of the tab button. And we actually have more, I think. We're just going to keep clearing them all. There we go. But I always like to set one somewhere in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter by hitting that set button on the left side of the tab. And you can set as many tabs as you want on this model. On the right side, we have MR, stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button, it does allow you to type past that all the way to the end. And cool functions on this that some of the Galaxie machines have is the power space. It's like a machine gun power space, and the all keys down. If you have a key stuck up, you can just push that, it brings it down so you don't have to get ink on your fingers by pulling it down manually. And this hood slides to the front, all the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling clockwise to the right if you want to switch that direction manually. There's a little switch behind the left spool here. You just flip it back, it pulls to the left, flip it up or towards the front, it pulls to the right. And it does have an automatic reverse, so you don't need to do that unless you have a problem where you want to switch it manually. When you get to the end of the ribbon, it will pull on with the eyelet on this mechanism on either side and swap the direction automatically. If you don't have an eyelet, you can tie a knot, and that usually will do the same thing. This is the carriage lock. It will release the carriage and lock it in the middle, so when you have it in a case, it doesn't bang around and cause any kind of damage to your escapement. To unlock it, just pull the carriage to the right. It's got the hard plastic carriage release levers, which are very convenient leverage, but as far as convenient durability goes, they're not very durable because they're hard plastic and they do break off all the time. These are the originals, but if you need a replacement, check my eBay shop. I do have replacements for those carriage release levers. Uh, Super smooth carriage glide on this, and if you push the button on the left knob, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space, and the same concept with this lever on the inside here. You flip it down, it'll disable the spacing. You flip it up, you get the clicks, and the page gauge on the inside will just start to warn you when you're getting close to the bottom of the end of the page. If you load the page right there where it's below the 11, and as you're feeding it through, it'll start to warn you on the left on the inside. 2 inches left, 1.5, 1 inch, and that's the end of the page. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy or my new website, brooksawantiques.com.